Richard, stop talking. What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to Expression Culture, here with me, Gareth, Honda Guru, and Richard. We're going to be working on his Integra today. We're fitting lots of boxes. So yes, boys and girls, today we're going to be fitting a Group M. Is it Group or Group A?
That's the real one. This is like Tegiwa's copy.
Yeah, let me finish. Whatever it is, it's a replica by Tegiwa. Yeah, so we're fitting this Group or Group A, however it's pronounced, replica Airbox carbon fibre for Richard's DC5. He's already bloody taken it apart and I haven't even started recording him. Fucking mong.
Itching to get ready.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've got several boxes down here, which I'll show you in a second. And I'll show you Richard's going to do the lead on this because it's his car, two, he's mechanically minded, he's a previous technician for the shite that is VAG Group. And utter shite. German crap. Yeah, so, and he's itching to do this himself. Obviously, I would love to do it as well because I've never done one either.
It's going to be a joint effort, mate.
What?
It's going to be a joint effort, don't worry.
Well, I'll probably end up getting involved when he gets stuck.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So yeah, I'm just really going to be a cameraman today, and probably ripping his arse off with a few bantery jokes and stuff like that, as I usually do when me and him get together.
Waiting for it.
Indeedy. Yeah, so I'll give you a quick look around the boxes. There are multiple boxes here. It's not all one kit though, is it? Because it's that hose is separate.
The hose is separate, yeah. So the air filter itself and the cold air feed, that's all one kit. And then you buy the silicone hose separately.
Rubber's not included. Tegiwa wanting more money. It's a lot more money as well, isn't it? It's not cheap, that thing, is it?
It's 40 quid.
Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was. I was going to say like 70, 80 quid or something like that. It's not too bad.
I wouldn't pay 70, 80 quid for a hose.
I would if it you know, it's going to make a difference. I mean, the old one is all, you know, corrugated and it's not smooth, so it's not going to...
You can fit this intake with a standard intake hose.
Yes, but what I'm saying is by putting the Group M intake or whatever it's fucking called on this and then leaving the stock hoses, it's going to reduce airflow because it's not smooth.
Yeah, it will.
So yeah, he's done the full package. He's full Monty. I look pretty stupid in a hat. Sorry, Duxford. Way. I'm bald. I don't want to get sunburn on my head again, especially when I've got more filming to do tomorrow, and obviously it is of my wedding anniversary as well tomorrow. Finally getting to do the actual part 2, if you will. Seeing as we didn't get to do it because of COVID. Thank you very much, Boris, you bastard. You stupid fucking restrictions that didn't do anything. Right, anyway. Let's not get into politics. I'm going to quickly show you what we've got. And look at what else he bought this. Monster! Oh, that's so fucking good. How anyone can even try to compete with Monster. So I nearly called you Alex because I've done so many videos with Alex. Here's Richard's DC5 Integra Type R, a proper one. Now that RSX Acura shit that you get in a Yankland, this is a proper one. Diaper! Look at his new plate as well. Very, very cool. That was your birthday present, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Sick.
Charlie got me that for my birthday. Finally got around to fitting them.
Yep.
Very nice.
It's such a beautiful car. Obviously you've seen this before, plenty of videos I've done on it. But she is stunning. Definitely is. Probably one of the cleanest ones in the UK. I can definitely say that. Especially now we've got all the new headlights and everything. Shame about the badge.
That's next.
I know. I just had to put it in there to wind you up. But under here is pretty stock. He did have a short ram intake, but it was getting heat soaked.
My eBay filter, as you put it last.
Did I actually say that?
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, we're gonna. Well, I'm gonna let him do it all, but he's got to take off the airbox. Pardon me, monster burp. I believe it's 110mm there, One 10mm there, one 10mm there. Take off this breather pipe here. I think there are 10mm there as well, and there. Disconnect your temperature sensor. Disconnect the wiring harness, which is already a bit loose.
I'll take that off.
Yeah. Why are you taking this off, by the way?
Because it feeds down here to the intake pipe. It plugs in down there.
Okay. Fair enough. So he's going to take that cover off as well. Right, I'm going to let him get on with it. So he stops getting the old itch. Here we go. Right, that's all disassembled now, so we're now ready to start fitting parts. Going to apologise. I realised that all of the sort of clips of me talking prior to this that I've recorded in the wrong settings. I recorded them in HDR, which doesn't have what DJI like to call the rock steady mode. So there'll be no image stabilisation in that, sadly. So it might be a bit jittery, but from here going onwards, it'll be back to normal viewing standards, hopefully. Right, this is what it's like. What it's like when you remove the stock airbox. We've also removed this little bracket here because it's no longer necessary. I have mentioned it would have been a perfect opportunity to put some high racing shifter bushes in, especially since that one looks like it's got a lot of play in there. Oh my god! You seen the play in there?
The play?
Look at the play in that bush.
Oh yeah.
And that one. That one's even quite loose. Yeah. I suggest getting some of that. I'm dirty now, no! Okay, a little bit of an update. We're now starting to assemble the airbox and stuff. Found a little bit of a problem, but it's to be expected from, you know, this sort of kit from Tegiwa. So there are no isolated rubbers or anything for the heat shield, which is pretty poor. So what we're doing is we're actually taking them off, a couple of them off the old airbox. I'm going to use those. They also don't supply you with any hardware to mount down the heat shield to the locating points which they require, which are where the old airbox actually bolts to. Now that might not sound like a problem, but obviously the bolts that are on the standard airbox are much longer. So the one that has the sort of washer and nut on the left hand side of the airbox at the back is fine, but we're going to put a rubber insulator in there. You don't want vibrations at the end of the day. And then what we're going to do is the 10mm from the front bracket that was holding on that mount for the intake, we're going to use that one on the far right point to mount the heat shield down. So I'm going to show you that now. Well, Richard will show you it now whilst he's assembling it. They also, I don't know if this is normal practice, because this airbox was out of stock for a long time. Was actually promised it a long time ago, but that's how things are at the moment. I'm still waiting on parts from Tegiwa from, when was Japfest? April?
Japfest was April, beginning of April.
April. I'm still waiting for parts from them, and apparently they've not even started making them yet. Thanks for that service. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to show you what we're doing now. Now this might be wrong. They don't provide you with the instructions in the box. You have to download them and print them off, which again, a bit shite if I'm honest, especially for the cost of this kit. You think you could print off some instructions and put them in the box, but the images on those, he's just actually showed me it on his phone, so it's not even a case of printer quality issue. It's actually just their shite images that they use in their instructions. It looks like it's been taken with a potato from the 60s. Sorry about that. Yeah, they're absolutely horrendous. He showed me the image and I was like, you know, trying to zoom out on it thinking, God, am I blind? No, they're just shite. So we're going to show you how we're going to do it. Richard has already taken apart these boxes, so he knows sort of what goes where and everything in terms of the kit. So I'm kind of learning a bit now, but Obviously we're both ex-technicians, so we know how to use tools and stuff, but we're going to show you the way we're going to do this, which we think is the right way. Obviously he's read the instructions, so he's going to enlighten me, and I might sort of say things that might be wrong, but we're going to show you our way anyway. Let's go. Right, so Richard actually just pointed out something to me, that the bolt we were going to use is actually too long for this, too short for this one, so we can't use the bush, unfortunately. So we're going to use only the bush on this side, once it's in the shade, there, somewhere down there, and then tighten this up. Go for it, Richard.
Okay. So we used this bolt here. Originally was at the front for the cold air feed bracket. We're going to use that for this heat shield. Put it on the rear supporting bracket for the airbox, if it'll fit. I don't feel like it's fitting.
It's got this end through. It's slightly on the piss though. Probably just a bit of rust on it.
Oh yeah, there you go. Right, so that's going in. We'll put that on there.
I've got to be honest, Richard, I don't like how this is like right up against wire in here, right up against wire in here. It's not the best quality, is it?
It's not amazing.
But half price from a Group M one.
True. Grippy M's are like 850 quid. I think this was 400. 450 when you include the hose. So it's a very common kit. A lot of people run them.
Well, if it's a half price saving, you can understand why.
So that one it's not tight, but it's finger tight now. So that'll give you a rough idea of where it's going to sit. So next we'll tighten this up.
Might be worth putting the other one first, then you can adjust that.
Good shout.
So you use what these rubber insulators.
So these were on the standard airbox. We've just taken the insert out, pulled the bush out, put the insert back in. Use the cleaner one.
For obvious reasons.
So that's on there. So now we can put the nut on top, and that will clamp that down nicely.
Hope you can see that. There's just a bit of shade there. You can just about make it out.
Another thing, Tegiwa, if you're watching and listening,
I'm sure they're not.
Don't put this bracket on the inside because it makes a lovely scratch mark.
Oh wow!
Flings around in the box.
Oh God's sake! Hopefully the carbon box covers that up, because that's shite.
Yeah. Oh, I need an extension.
Do you want this one?
I've got a quarter. I need an extension for it.
Why? Because you're short.
Yeah, just get down there like that.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that
I
one.
was looking at the nut.
So that's finger tight.
Yeah, I'll whack that one on there.
Yeah.
Because I ain't got spanner to hand.
Okay.
That's nice and tight. Right. Do the others then up tight.
That's tight. And that's tight. Right, so
fantastic.
That's your heat shield fitted.
That's the heat shield in, as Richard just says. There's your lovely scratch provided by Tegiwa. Awesome. Right, on to the next bit. So, with that then, they will be that way around.
No.
So I'm just going to build up this bracket now.
Yeah.
So one of these should be longer, really, but they're not. Interesting. Oh yeah, because one's got that.
One's got to have the nut on the bracket on.
Yeah. So I don't know what's the case with that. So it's just. I knew that'd be the case.
Don't fit.
No, where they've painted it,
Yeah.
they've painted the threads.
Right.
So I should have put a thread tracer for it first. And one nut for the bracket. This is pretty self-explanatory, but I'll show you.
Yeah.
Talk to the camera.
Yeah.
Not you.
Yeah. Yeah. You're talking to the camera. He's talking to you people.
Yeah, I wanted to have a bit of a play.
Yeah, crack on, mate. I don't mind.
I'm talking to the camera. Shut up. Designed it since the. Right. Okay. So with the, I think this is going to be a vent here. for the to the rocker cover probably. All of these come through from the inside. On this one here, you need to put this bracket on. Okay, with that bracket on, we're now going to the other side. You get provided with this adhesive seal, which we assume goes on the inside. Bum, 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 bum. This one I get it completely wrong. There we go. So that's on there now. And we assume that the very Fast and the Furious style air filter goes on there. This cuts around that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Ooh, you think? That's not the prettiest of things, is it?
At least the outside looks quite
Oh, I don't know. We've just had a bit of a play and we think this seal actually goes on the filter itself, because the carbon airbox is not very well made and isn't smooth at all, so you're going to have a fucking air leak. Realistically they should have provided 2 of these seals, so 1 each side, but
fits nicer.
Tegiwa quality again. Right, so that's it all built up now. Gives you a rough idea of how it's all meant to be. So the larger V-band goes on this side, obviously. Smaller one here. This small bracket goes on the left hand side, on the lower one, or upper one even.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's that all built up. Don't know what the next stage is. I think we're going to do the scuttle panel really.
Yeah.
Make sure all that lines up, and then yeah, we'll get it all in. Which is just cutting the holes in the scuttle panel for his intake. Right, little update. We've now made the scuttle panel, so that's now got the carbon fibre bit. I don't like these Tegiwa washers, neither does Richard. They're far too big and they're really close together there. Not so bad here, but even like there's a huge gap. We're hoping that once it's on the car that will close up, it takes some shape, but they're not great. So yeah, we've cut through this way. Richard's eating a sandwich, and then we've opened this up. So in theory, once that's on, that'll allow the air to sort of pass through this area here. Obviously once you fit this sort of thing, you've got to be careful about getting water directly into the intake for the pollen filters. But yeah, that's where we're up to now. So we're going to fit that back on, replace this strip, rubber strip here, and then mock up the airbox, which is down here, which you've already seen. Yeah, and see where we go from there. Well, boys and girls, it wasn't easy, but it's in. Really was a struggle to get in, if I'm honest. It's quite kinked up here. But there's no structure to this piping, so it's pressed right up against the radiator pipe, which isn't great, if I'm honest. I'm sure the group end's the same. So we've got this little intake breather pipe here for the idle air assist valve. The vent here from the rocker cover goes underneath and joins around there. You might just be able to see that. And then down here we've got the intake temperature sensor as well. We had it running a second ago and we could even feel a little bit of air coming in that way. It felt really cool, but it is a beautiful piece. Very, very pretty piece. Sounds great as well. And I'm sure we're going to get some video footage of that shortly. But yes, very impressed. What do you think, Richard?
Awesome. A bit fiddly to fit.
It was indeed, wasn't it?
Just trying to get it all lined up and get the pipe to sit right, and then get the box itself to sit right. But yeah, now it's in, over the moon.
Yeah, definitely
well
good.
Worth it.
Yeah, I mean, like I keep saying, and I've been sort of a little bit diggy against the product, but it is half the price of a Group M1, so you expect it to not be, you know, the sort of quality that you'd expect from a high-end company like that. Obviously this is a replica part, but just a few little, you know, fitment niggles here and there, what you'd expect with Tegiwa products. They're never perfect, but yeah, there we go, boys and girls. We're going to go and have some maybe just some flybys, a bit of driving, and see what it sounds like. Go for a quick drive. Sorry?
Just about see it behind the wipers. Quite
cool. I can see it.
Yeah, it looks quite cool.
You can see the carbon. I can hear it.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow, that's got some noise to it.
That's got some noise to it. That was like
nothing on the throttle.
Nothing on the throttle.
What are you in now? Fourth?
Fourth. I'll drop it now.
Drop it to seconds when you get to the...
Yeah.
Go for second now. Go on. Wow! Wow, that sounds good.
Fucking sold.
Wow, that sounds good.
Oh, that was nice.
That I was waiting for the crossover note.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds good. Yes. Yeah, this is so different. So different. Fuck me, God. Well, there we go, boys and girls. You can see I'm red as usual on the face. Typical white boy in the sun. It's a fantastic sounding kit, it really is, as I'm sure you'll agree from those video clips. Richard's over the moon with it, aren't you, Richard?
Indeed. Transformed it. So much better now. So much better.
Yeah, it seems like a great product, just a bit fiddly, and a few little bits we had to sort of, you know, bend and adjust, as with any replica part. I would probably say I'm really sore on the back of my head. So yeah, I had a little go in Richard's car. It scared the shit out of me. We've had a little bit of a discussion there. I think he's been given the wrong information from someone. I'm not going to name who, because actually I have quite a lot of respect for those people. But I would, in my opinion, especially from driving a lot of these cars, I think his geometries has been set up completely wrong, if I'm honest. Far too much camber. Toe might be okay, but you get any dip in the road, it just wants to bite you in the arse. But yeah, I picked up out a few little things that I will agree. No, let's get that right. I picked out a few things that Richard also picked out on. So his thoughts of how the car has now been somewhat confirmed, because I completely agree with him. And again, I think what the problem with that is on the forums and the groups that Richard's a part of, I think everyone sort of sugarcoated it a little bit, and it might not be on purpose. You know, every car performs slightly different, and obviously they're giving their opinion on more than likely the cars they've driven or owned without driving Richard's to compare them to. Now, like I said, I've driven quite a few DC5s in the past, mainly stock ones, and I would probably say that the car feels quite sketchy. I do think it has something to do with the tyre choice that he's gone for. Pirelli, what are they, P0s? Thankfully, Richard is going to be replacing them with a good tyre, Michelin Pilot Sport 4. Yep. Which I do recommend. One of the few tyres I would recommend by Michelin. As most of you probably know, I'm a Yokohama man, but I can't convince him enough to get more Yokohama tyres, sadly. But yeah, I think there's a few little things we want to sort out on it. but with any project, I still think his car is one of the cleanest in the UK. Definitely to look at. The interior is absolutely fantastic as well. Seats feel really tight, which again is very rare for an Integra of this age, because usually the bolsters are very worn. Don't get me wrong, there is a little bit of wear, but nothing I would say is substantial. The car is brilliant. Like, just to look at it is absolutely fascinating. Just to look at it, it's a real what's the word? I can't think of the right word, but for some reason testament is coming out in my head. This is my dyslexia. But I think the car, I can't think of it. I really can't think of the word. He should just be very proud. I think he's done a fantastic job on the car. It's unfortunate that he's been given a little bit of misinformation, which hasn't made the car handle suitably for street use. Probably fantastic on the track, because the turning is incredible. But yeah, there's just a few little bits. Clutch is a bit worn. I think the shifter cable bushes are a bit worn, so selecting gears isn't fantastic. And it could do with a brake fluid change, we think, because it's kind of like nothing. Oh, it's there, which isn't really the best thing in the world. But yeah, fantastic car. I think Rich has done a fantastic job, and Charlie, well done to you as well too. Good to see you again today. Hopefully see you again tomorrow, and Richard again tomorrow. We'll be there. Yeah, buddy. Obviously that's not a video, that's what I'm talking about. That is my wedding anniversary, 2 years.
Just on the driving experience, Gareth's confirmed what I thought. It is good to drive and it's great fun, but it is a little bit too difficult. Like, you have to work too hard to get the reward out of it. When you get it right, and when you find all those things, it's brilliant, but you're always on the edge, I felt. And then when Gareth took it out, he confirmed that for me. So we know what we need to change. It's nothing major.
No.
It's not like the car needs a total overhaul, because it's already had that.
No,
it just needs some tweaks here and there, which I already knew about. They're already in the back of my mind. Now they're kind of in the forefront of my mind. So
sorry about that.
It's alright.
Yeah, it's just wear and tear stuff at the end of the day. This car's 21 years old. And he's done a fantastic. I keep saying this to him. I can, big him up as much as I want, because he has done a fantastic job on this car. Absolutely fantastic. It's beautiful, but beautiful example. Really is. But it's just wear and tear stuff. All these little things are. They just, they build up into a bigger situation. And when you've got brakes that don't feel fantastic, a clutch that doesn't feel fantastic, steering that feels excessively heavy, it just makes you feel a little bit. Yeah, just don't feel like Richard said. It's exactly right. This car is so rewarding when you get it right, but to drive it casually, it's a fucking nightmare. It really is. It does not feel. It's exhausting, and it shouldn't be like that. I've driven plenty of Hondas, plenty of DC5s in my time, and yeah, it just exactly as it says. It's on the edge. It's just ready to fucking kick you in the testicles, hard. And it shouldn't be like that. But like I said, I think a lot of it is down to misinformation and just a bit of wear and tear that I'm sure if I can't fix, someone else can. Actually, no, that's wrong. I can fix it, but you just might get someone else to do it.
only maybe the clutch. Because it is a bigger job.
I've offered to do it. I've offered to do his clutch, but he wants to take it somewhere else, which is fair enough. It is a lot easier to do.
It is 10 times easier to do on a ramp, which we don't have access to anymore. But I know a good friend who he done this suspension alignment for me. I'm not calling them out here because I gave him the specs that I was told.
No, I don't. Again,
his work is amazing.
I don't. I will agree that this is not me slating the guy who did his alignment. It's misinformation, I believe. I mean, that information may be absolutely correct for fast road use, but for street use and the occasional blast that Richard does with it. Bear in mind, Charlie drives this as well. So anyway, boys and girls, we've been chatting shit for far too long. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm sure you will. Anything more recently coming? that we're going to film?
Not to my knowledge yet.
Okay, so maybe not any more Integra footage coming up soon, but if we do, you know where it'll be. Thank you to the sponsors. You can check them out on the intro and the outro. All discount codes I have will be in the description. Love you all. Bye bye. Bye, Richard.
Bye.